What's up, Ward family? I've been thinking a lot about you as I was not available to be in our sacrament meeting this week. I was in Mexico for a funeral with my wife's grandmother passed away, but I've been thinking a lot about a lot of things, but I've really been pondering about something that both of the McClellans mentioned in their talk a few weeks ago, which was what would your children know if all they knew is what you taught them? And I keep thinking about that over and over again. A lot of people come up to me, and this is also thinking a little bit about what we talked about in our fifth Sunday lesson about how people learn, and a lot of people, look at my kids and I speak Spanish to them, and they realize that my children understand Spanish, and they think that's amazing, and they try and put their kids in these schools to learn Spanish or to learn another language, and they ask me how I've done it, and how did you teach your kids so young? And I tell them that I didn't teach them anything. I never sat down with them one time and taught them the conventions of grammar or lexical variation or how things work in a foreign language. I never did that. They learn through simply being around me, speaking to them all the time. They were immersed with Spanish in their lives since the womb, and that's how they learn, and that's how it's really easy to learn a second language when you're young. Now, I think about this with the gospel. Elder Uchtdorf said that we should preach the gospel and, if necessary, use words. We have a great opportunity in our homes to teach the gospel to our children and to those around us with whom we interact. And as long as we live the gospel and let it immerse our lives with the goodness of the gospel in all that we do, we simply live the gospel, our children will be immersed as well, and they will pick it up, and they will learn more from our example and from our interactions with them in daily striving to love our Lord than they would through specific lessons about it or family home evening targeted instruction. If we just live the gospel, they will be immersed and absorb a great deal. And that's true. We live the gospel and others learn it through us. And if we have to, we can teach the gospel explicitly with words, but they will learn so much through our implicit example. So that's my goal in my home, is to live the gospel so that my kids know where my testimony is at all times. And they won't have any question about where does my dad stand on this issue or this topic. Where's the line in the sand that he's drawn and what side is he sitting on? They should always know based on how I live my life. And just as I haven't taught my children Spanish yet, they've learned it through me living my life in Spanish. The children will learn the gospel, not necessarily through lessons, although those can help, but as we live our lives through the gospel and let it infuse all that we do, we will see great changes in our homes. I know that's true.